All right. So, you know, you might be listening to this and you notice that there's probably a lot of sort of rah-rah. You got this kind of thing, more of the sort of motivational stuff. And when I first started doing this, I didn't think that that stuff was, I've said this before, is I didn't think that that was important. But the more that I've been doing this, the longer I've been at this, the more I realize that, man, people just need a pick me up, and they need that sort of, I'm going to keep going at this no matter what. And I've realized that I'm extremely unusual as a person that will keep doing something a lot longer than what most people believe that they can do. And I think for me, I think just it's just pure adversity all the way through that I've realized that, hey, you know what? I didn't have a lot growing up. We didn't have a lot. I heard so many no's, and like you would never believe. Everything was no. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Um, and I just said, screw it. Right? Like it's just been so programmed in my life. I think it's the way that I actually rebel against the world. It's the way that I have determined to rebel about honestly, like my parents were amazing as parents, but they said no so many times that this is the way I'm literally rebelling. And I never went through that sort of stage where a lot of people go through as a teenager, but this is me permanently going through this where I'm just not going to listen to the outside world, and I'm just going to keep moving at something and pushing at something and keep doing that over and over and over again. And you might think like, I can't do that and all of that kind of stuff. But look at what I have been doing. I've been doing this for a long time now, where most people would be like, nah, I'm not going to do this anymore. But I have no intention of stopping until, decades from now of doing this. And you'll realize like that is ridiculous, right? It's already ridiculous, the amount of content that I've put out compared to most people, but I'm going to keep doing this until it's absolutely stupidly ridiculous. And that's the goal, right? Like to keep you to know what it actually takes. That, man, it's getting up and doing it all the time and constantly doing it. Now, um, I struggle with with my own career, right? As a professor, I'm supposed to write all the time. I really struggle at that. So I do need breaks from it, but this stuff, I don't struggle with it that much, right? Like I can just keep going with it, and you'll see that, hey, it's a matter of just keeping going, and it's nonstop all the time until something clicks. And that's really what it is. And that was in everything, in academia, my writing, and all of that kind of stuff. It's just, man, just relentless going at it over again, over, and you feel like shoot, you feel crappy a lot, but you get up and you do it again, and you get up and you do it again, and you just keep doing it for years and years and years. And you look at that, like that is the only predictor that I think is important. It's not grit or anything like that. It's just really just unbelievable persistence over and over and over again, where you just get up and you get going, and it doesn't matter what is going on or how you feel and all of that kind of stuff. You just keep going no matter what. Yeah, so I ultimately it is the it's really that is the thing, is just getting up and getting going, and that persistence every day. And so if I can sort of tell you my story and how I think about the world, and I just keep going, hopefully that's going to rub off on somebody. And I think like after several years of listening to this, that, man, you could definitely do the thing that you're thinking about. And it doesn't matter like what realm that you're thinking of it in, whether for me it's academics, right? Like that is my thing as a business professor. That's absolutely my thing, is to encourage people to sort of push in academics. But I know it's not for everybody. In fact, I think most people should not do academic stuff because it just doesn't fit them. their personality, and so they should think about it in a very sort of wise way. But this applies to anything, and I've done this in all parts of my life. It's like you just got to keep going with it and keep working at it. And so if something is not working out, then you have those conversations. You go through and you talk about it, and you keep working at it. You never give up on something. And I know that seems like it's um, I know that that is something that many of you will be like, oh, you should give up long before a lot of things, but I personally don't see the returns on some of that. So sometimes, yes, there are moments where definitely it's overtly negative, but working through things has some really positive benefits. And I mean, you know, if you start off with the basis, and I think everybody should start off with this basis, life is a struggle. It really is. And it gets better as you work at it and you keep pushing at it and you keep sort of managing it. And, otherwise it would not be, it would not be fun, right? Like the way that I imagine life, and it's probably a good thing that and this is why I actually don't mind my kids playing video games, is I played a lot of like sort of video games. And I love these sort of building video games where you build things. Like Civilization was the one I loved. There's other ones, Minecraft and all of those kind of things where you're building and building and building, and having that mindset where you see that um, in the long run, that man, you from where you started to where you go, where you start with this little tiny village where it's just you and you build something and you keep going and you sort of, a problem comes up and you keep working at it. Um, it is, that is the journey. Like that, some of those sci-fi folks or game designers, and they knew about it, right? Like they got it. They're telling the journey of what we have to go through, this sort of slow grind where you build at things, and there's lots of moments where you're like, this is really boring, and I have to do this little tiny task, but you get that little task done, and then you do something else. You get that little task done, you do something else. And it's just one on top of the other, and it gets better and better and better as you do that. So I just want everybody to remember that it's a building journey. And yeah, sometimes things don't work out, right? That relationship that you have doesn't work out, and you have to terminate that relationship. Well, that's fine. But then you keep working at something else, and you keep building at it and keep going. And that is the journey. So with that, hopefully you gained something from this. Give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, and I don't ask this that much. If you get anything from this, go and check out the whole reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3. And see if you can use it and buy some credits on it. Hopefully I'll keep building more stuff, or we'll build more and more stuff on it. All right, take care. It's my real life video game. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.